welcome back to the ARC Path.
Hi, my name is Bernard,
And I'm Casey.
and we are getting ready to do another fun podcast.
Fun. There was almost something in that fun that we should pay attention to. What's the loaded weight behind? Hey, we're really having fun, right?
Well, it's gonna preempt. It's just I'm trying to set a landscape in people's hearts and minds, in hope that they receive what we're going to be giving them.
It is a choice. We have the opportunity to put out into the world what it is that we are celebrating. We have the opportunity to put out into the world what we're living and choosing, but we empower others to have that same choice.
Well, we're not only empowering them, actually, we are going to celebrate their choices today.
That sounds like a party.
That's why I said fun. It's
we already went to the end.
Well,
and if this is your first podcast, recognize that Bernard and I, we want to get to the end. We are leaders of a passion to say there is a celebration to be had at the end of every choice. Just for making a choice is a celebration, but really along the ARC path, we recognize that acknowledging leads to healing, which leads to restoration, which leads to kingdom. And if I use different words for that, self-awareness leads to self-control, which leads to self-discipline, which leads to celebration. The kingdom is a constant celebration.
I love that. And it's so important to recognize that where we're going. I think there's too many, whether it's called authors or authorities, that want you to consume all of them to get to the end.
And it's never been easier to be an author. We own that. We are authors. Bernard and I are authors, and yet have we published a book? Well, yeah, it's called Our Life Story.
Yes.
And if you haven't recognized that the book of your life story is being written by you, you've missed out on an opportunity of leadership, and we'd love to celebrate that today. If you heard for the first time that you are an author because you are writing your story, we're at the kingdom.
I love that. And so when we start at the end, is just take the mystery out of it. There is no mystery. Your life's amazing, and it's what you've made of it. And we celebrate that because our life is amazing. It's what we've made of it. Now we're starting today. Where do you want to go? Where do we want to go? And that's the beauty of it, is every day we get to choose where we go. And that's the destination. That's why I said there's no mystery. It's not like there's this hidden secret of, why is my life like this? It's because of my choices. Why is your life like that? Because of your choices.
Which brings you back. So we start at the end, celebration, then immediately we go to choices, which is the end is kingdom. The beginning, quote unquote, beginning, not really a beginning, it's the next step, is acknowledgement. And acknowledgement, anything is possible. Every choice is available, yeses and nos and everything in between. And we just simply acknowledge that we get to choose how we will go forward and what is the celebration that we're reaching for. Along that journey, Bernard, I think that becomes a pivotal piece of leadership, is not getting defeated when things don't go your way, but pivoting, or recognizing I can learn, I can grow, I can develop. And in the leadership realm, we call that vision. We call that the ability to see the end before we get there. And then true leadership acts in the present moment to say, right here, right now, I have the opportunity to do something. And what am I going to do? I'm going to act now. That action is the demonstration of conviction.
I love that. That was so good. I mean, I just, all I have to do, I just have to sit here. Isn't that amazing? I love that. And I'm going to bring the other side to that.
Please do.
And so as we move in not kingdom leadership, and we look at defeat, in order not to be defeated, we go out to defeat the world. We go out to defeat each other, because it's better if you get defeated than if I get defeated. And our pride and our arrogance and all of our lacking of wisdom, because it's not wisdom, just because you have insight to defeat someone else is not wisdom. It might look like it, it might feel like it, you might be able to celebrate it, but it's a very bittersweet, and there is a better way. There is a better. And rewind, because he already said it. So I'm gonna. This is the acknowledgement. Let's go back to the beginning,
Mm-hmm.
and it's how do we not celebrate our own defeat? How do we not celebrate somebody else's defeat? How do we celebrate our successes and victories? It begins with acknowledgement, and you captured that very well.
And yes, I've studied leadership a long time, and I'm highly influenced by all of the writings of Stephen Covey. Go back 30 years now, and figure out what that means. And either everybody needs to go back 30 years and
Yes.
start reading, and then grow, and read, and discover along the way, and maybe someday you'll be as good as me. That's not what I'm saying.
Yes.
The invitation is to start celebrating today.
Yes.
Covey captured it in win-win, and that's win. In a win-win reality, everybody celebrates. And what Bernard, you were highlighting is the mentality often of the world is win-lose, and I'm going to be the winner, and you're going to be the loser. Sorry, we both can't win.
That's right.
So I'm going to run faster. I'm going to work harder. I'm going to jump higher, and I'm going to win. And a lot of times we call that competition, but that's not what the original concept of competition was not about winning and losing. It was actually about playing up. It was about earning the right to compete. And two things I highlight there is, one, you are your only competition. You're the only one that you have to compete with is yourself. The second part of that is when you switch the way you look at competition as something you earn. I get to play at a higher level. I get to be in the arena at all. And so the competition is not about losing or winning. It's about showing up. And so when I earn the right to compete against somebody who's better than me, I now know what I'm aiming for. I want to not be the smartest person in the room. I want to not be the best at really anything. I want to be able to look at somebody and go, all right, I see what you're doing. I see how you got there. I'm going to do the same. And then I just change arenas.
I love that. And guys, I mean, at this point, you're frustrated. If you're watching it, it's probably worse than if you're listening to this. It's not fair. You're too well spoken. You're very articulate. You're very educated. You got it together. It's just not fair. You don't know me. You don't know my story. You don't know what I'm going through. You seem to be in a place because you didn't have my story. If you only had my story, you wouldn't sound so good.
Welcome. Thank you for welcoming back to the world of below the line excuses and denial and blame. Those are below the line.
I'm getting tingled. Did I just channel somebody out there? I don't know what just happened to me. Who was that voice? And wow.
Welcome to the birth of the AHRK path.
Yes.
And I know your humor, and I know that we have walked this out enough to not be triggered by that.
Yes.
There is no shame in better, and choosing better every day is really the choice. You want another book? Go read James Clear on Atomic Habits. Covey wrote 40 years ago. James wrote 2 years ago, and he's been writing a whole bunch of other stuff. And there's so many other really amazing leaders out there. But what they're choosing is to invite you and me to recognize that I can choose better. And
I'm going to interrupt you. I just if you haven't seen that thread that Casey's touching, is he captured one leader and captured another leader and another leader, not just to celebrate them, for him to lead his story. This is the content. This is Casey. It's not content. It's his story.
Yeah.
And what we're waiting on is your story.
Amen. Thank you for bringing that back.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Well, because you know what? It just begins with your story. It's not the end is the beginning today. What are you going to demonstrate? What are you going to live out? And you could sit there and I recommend follow Casey, follow me, follow other people that are going to inspire you to lead. But don't just repeat what he just said. What do you have to say? How do you take? Yeah, how do you take? Because your life experience is not his. It's definitely not mine. As you've heard us, he can talk about his story. I can talk about mine, and they're parallels, but they're not the same. What's your story? The world, your friends, your community, your family is waiting on your story. But here's the but: choices. What choices are you going to make today? And can we celebrate your choices right now? My friend here said he what was it? The alarm went off. He turned it off and slept for an extra hour today.
Yeah.
And it was a celebration.
Amen.
It was a celebration. And it's, what are you celebrating today? What did you do today? We push off guilt and shame and acknowledge your choices. What did you choose today that you're not happy with? What did you choose that you were happy with? Let's celebrate both, but let's acknowledge both, and let's move into healing.
The concept there that Bernard is highlighting is that in the kingdom, everything is yes or no. And when you own it and your yes is yes and your no is no. So I set my alarm because it's always set. Every day it's set. Yes. Saturday and Sunday as well. It's set. It's just an alarm. Yes. The alarm doesn't control me. It just gives me an indicator what time of day it is. So when it went off this morning, I didn't hit the snooze button. I said, no, I'm not getting up. I rolled back over and I slept again.
Yeah.
And I chose that because I didn't have anything I had to commit to do. I didn't have any meetings. And instead of working out this morning, I'm going to work out this evening. And I said, I've got the time. My time is my time. And I am empowered to choose how I invest my time, my energy, and my efforts. That alignment is leadership. And so what we're inviting you today to recognize is make a choice. Even if it's the wrong choice, own it. I made the wrong choice. I can make a different choice. That's leadership, because it is learning out of a shortcoming or a failure. It's not about finding more failures in order to make better choices. It's about learning how to do better every time. And that's why the joy of learning is really the joy of living.
Love that. Love that. And what's interesting is as you talk about leadership and your choices get celebrated by the world around you, and then it's a hollow celebration. It doesn't satisfy. It's the reason to make a change, the reason to acknowledge, hey, gosh, you know what? I keep doing the same thing. These people over here, they keep celebrating what I do, but it just doesn't feel good. It doesn't satisfy. I have to take it up a notch. I have to do something else. Guys,
there's that competition. It just wiggles its way back into every thread.
It does. And it's the acknowledgement going, what am I doing? Who am I doing it for? What is the benefit? What is the value it's bringing to my life and to that of my friends and community? And if there is no value, acknowledge that. We're not talking about something that obscure. It's something that you contend with every day. If waking up and you don't want to have breakfast, or if you're having breakfast, it doesn't matter what the choice is. But again, own it and recognize, how's it serving me? If you look at yourself and go, man, I'm overweight, it's your choice. Are you drinking soda, sugars? Are you having I had a pastry this morning, not because of anything. I just wanted to. And you know what? And I loved, because we were talking about that earlier, going, there is no cheat day. There is no cheat day in food, because that's one of the things that I learned is you can eat healthy, but you can have your cheat days. And then Casey today goes, no, you're just cheating on yourself. No cheat days. And it's like, wow, man, it's like you just took that away from me. But it's true. Again, I can acknowledge it. I go, you know what? Who am I cheating on? Yeah. You're right. If I do something, if I have that pastry, am I gonna make it up? Am I gonna walk? Am I gonna eat less during lunch? Whatever that choice is. But at the end of the day, I have to own the result and the consequence to that.
Above the line, we talked about below the line earlier being blame, excuses, and denial. I just mentioned them quick. Go join us on the AHRK path. You'll figure these things out. It's bed. Blame, excuse, and denial below the line. Above the line is accountability. It's responsibility. Oh, I did that order. See, in my head, I'm reading the script.
Yes.
Just because I really do read this every day in my life and in my it's responsibility, accountability, and ownership. Because the word above the line is OAR. Because I have the paddle and I am moving upstream.
Yes.
Everything you want. This is a quote from John Maxwell. Everything worthwhile in the world is uphill. So get your paddle out and start moving in the water. You're going upstream. Why are you going upstream? Because you choose to. But it's hard. Well, guess what? You chose it.
Yes.
Choose to do hard things.
Yes.
The easy things in life are, they're not the ones you desire. And there's another, all these things flood in my head. Choose to do the hard things now so you can enjoy the easy things later. And yet there's a little misnomer of that, because I don't plan to coast. I don't believe in retirement. I don't believe that, once I have enough money, I'll stop working. No, for me, and this is just my story, work is worship. It's an opportunity for me to contribute. I'm a giver to this world, not a taker. Everything about me is a plus sign, not a negative sign.
Yeah.
So these are just my ways of looking at leadership, learning life, and really taking ownership that I want to be better. Why do I care if I'm better? Because better is better.
Yes. Yes. And you know what's interesting about that is we're not in if this sounds like a sales message, it's not. We've made the choice to celebrate you and where you're at. We celebrate each other. We celebrate our families, our communities, but this is not a sales pitch. Because at the end of the day is we if we have to sell you life betterment, if we have to sell you leadership, that's a problem. That's it's I don't think I have the motivation or even the financial incentive to go out and to sell leadership to 100 people, 1,000 people, 10,000 people. No way.
And yet you can become a billionaire doing it.
Thank you.
You
Thank
absolutely
you.
can. And I
Thank
can
you.
tell you that people who are, and I read their books and I follow them. But instead of selling leadership, what we do is we celebrate leadership. And we're going to celebrate you right now. Send us a message.
Yes.
Go into our AHRK page and just write something. Join our community and do a live and tell us who you are, and I'll do one back, and we'll begin to celebrate life together. Bernard and I have chosen from the beginning of this process with the AHRK path not to be the elite, not to be the exclusive, not to be the exception, but rather, I like to drop these on more. We're not going to be the exception, but we are going to be exceptional. Okay. We want everybody to know that you are exceptional. We want you to move from ordinary to extraordinary. We're a little extra. If you haven't figured that out, Bernard is a little extra.
Hey, I did wear my jewelry today.
Yeah.
For those that you're listening to the podcast, just because you said that, I was like, man, I didn't wear my jewelry today.
Yeah, and yet your extra is you.
I know.
And that's why it's I didn't wear that today. I didn't used to wear any jewelry. As I've got a necklace, I've got an extra ring on, I got my, I mean, this is just the story. Why do I wear a second ring, and why do I have a necklace? Because they tell my story.
Yes.
And I choose. I can get a tattoo, or I can put gold on me.
Yes.
I'm royalty, baby.
Yes, you are.
And so I'm going to wear the gold. I'm going to walk, and I'm going to declare the story, and it's going to be an impact.
I love that. So you heard that last word. Go impact someone today. It's already impacted him. All he's doing is he's giving it away. What are you giving away? If you're not proud of what you're giving away, then don't. Just make a choice today. I'm going to own what I give away, and I want it to be different. I want it to be healthier. Are you inviting somebody to have more French fries and fried food or something healthy? It's what food are you dishing out to the world, to your community? Are you negative in your thoughts, in your life? Is it hopeless? Is everything hopeless? The economy is going to crash, and this is going to happen, and that's going to happen. Or are you focused on your life, your contribution, your celebration, your joy? Are you an artist? Are you a performer? Do you do accounting? Whatever it is, how are you serving? Because that's what you celebrate. What did you bring today to the table? And so make an impact. And what tools do you have to make an impact? If you need more tools, then let's get them. And if you need to let go of something, then let's start. This is a community. Come join the AHRK community, and let's work together to help you let go of what you need to let go of.
So everything Bernard just said is captured by two great leaders. One died about over 2,000 years ago, and one died about 100 years ago. But they captured this. The 100 years ago was, if you want to go get what you want in this world, go help other people get what they want in the world, and you'll get yours too. You can't get yours without helping other people get theirs. It's a terrible paraphrase, but you got my point. Dale Carnegie, excellent author 100 years ago. And then go back 2,000 years ago. The greatest among you are those who are serving. That was a master teacher named Jesus, and he just had something to say about that. That, you know what? We're going to get rid of the competition that says, I'm better than you.
Yes.
I'm simply going to choose to show up as the best version of me every day. Every day, the best version. And it already is true. You can't be anything but the best version of yourself every day. Some days that best version, it ain't looking so good. And so then we invite you to walk along the ARC path and choose better. Acknowledge what got in the way and then let go of it. And then acknowledge, what do I want to add to my life? And then choose it. And then acknowledge, did I celebrate myself today? Did I celebrate other people today? Am I celebrating life today? And as soon as you choose that, hope blossoms and grows, and it is a buoy that leads you to rise up above the line. So, Bernard, take us home. We're closing out the ARC Path podcast today.
Love that. And you've heard these amazing authors, from Jesus all the way to Maxwell to Casey Cox. You've heard these amazing authors. You are the author of your life. You really are. You need to lead your life. Your choices matter. You need to celebrate your life. And we're here to help. We want to be in community with you because you are the author of your life. There is no conference that you're going to go to. There is no book that's going to tell you how to do your life better. You are the best version of you today, not tomorrow. There is no tomorrow. Today, what are you choosing today? Share with us. Tell us, what did you choose yesterday, and what did you choose differently or better? Your choice. But choose it and share it with us. We're waiting to hear from you guys. Blessings to all of you out there. What a fun podcast! I can't wait to hear it. I think I am our number one fan. Whose fan are you? So we want to hear from you guys.
We'll see you soon.